video lecture we will talk about the anaplerotic reaction of the TCA cycles. So what is anaplerotic reaction of the TCA cycle? As we know that this tricarboxylic acid cycle or Krebs cycle, it is called as ampibolic pathway. So what does it mean, the ampibolic pathway? Now this pathway, it is actually both type of the reaction occur in this pathway. The catabolism occur along with this catabolism, as well as anabolic reaction also occur in this pathway. So that's why this pathway, it is called as ampibolic pathway. Now what is catabolism? So actually here in this TCA cycle, the breakdown of the molecule occurs. Now this breakdown of the molecule, it is called as catabolism. Now what are the substances that are breakdown in this TCA cycle? So actually the first substance that is responsible for the TCA cycle, that is acetyl coenzyme A. This is actually the initial substance for the TCA cycle. So in this TCA cycle, this acetyl coenzyme A, it is completely break down into the carbon dioxide water molecule. Along with this, energy is released. So here the breakdown of this acetyl coenzyme A occur in the TCA cycle. So that's why this TCA cycle, it is called as catabolic pathway. Now here's another type of the reaction also occur in this TCA cycle or Krebs cycle. This type of the reaction, that is called as anabolic reaction. So what is anabolic reaction? So simply anabolic reaction means that type of the reaction where the synthesis of the molecule occurs. So you can see here the breakdown of the molecule occur in the TCA cycle. That's why it is called as catabolic pathway, while here the synthesis of the molecule occur in this TCA cycle. So that's why it is called as anabolic pathway. So both these type of the reaction that occur in this TCA cycle, so that's why this TCA cycle, it is called as ampibolic pathway. Now various types of the organic compound that are formed from the intermediate of the TCA cycles. These are the various type of the compound formed from the intermediate of the TCA cycles. So these compounds are glucose, non-essential amino acid that are formed from the intermediate of the TCA cycle. Cholesterol and steroid, it will also form from the intermediate of the TCA cycle. Fatty acid and heme, these are actually the compound mainly formed from the intermediate of the TCA cycles. Now when this TCA intermediate that are used for the synthesis of these various type of the organic compounds, so the deficiency or depletion of the intermediate of the TCA cycle occurs. Now to restore this intermediate of the TCA cycle, important type of the reaction occur to restore this intermediate of the TCA cycle or replenish the intermediate of this TCA cycles. So such type of the reaction which mainly restore or replenish the intermediate of the TCA cycle, that is called as anaplerotic reaction of the TCA cycles. Now we will discuss here the theory related to the anaplerotic reaction of the TCA cycles. Now first of all, we will look to the term of anaplerotic. So actually the anaplerotic mean to fill up or to restore or to replenish. So this is actually the meaning of the term anaplerotics. So this anaplerotic reaction, it is also called as anaplerosis. While the term anaplerosis or anaplerotic reaction, it for the first time coined by the Sir Hen Korenbergs, for the first time coined the term anaplerotic or anaplerosis. So he used this term to describe a series of enzymatic reaction or pathway mainly that is responsible to replenish or restore the intermediate of the TCA cycle. So this is actually the term mainly coined by the Korenbergs, that is anaplerotic. Now what is the proper definition of the anaplerotic reaction? So actually the reaction mainly concerned to replenish or to fill up the intermediate of the TCA cycle. So such type of the reaction that is mainly responsible to restore or to replenish the intermediate of this TCA cycle, as this intermediate of the TCA cycle that is used for the synthesis of various type of the organic compounds. So here the depletion of this intermediate occur. So the specific type of reaction that is used to restore these intermediate of the TCA cycle. Now this reaction, it is called as anaplerotic reaction, or you can say the anaplerosis reactions. So here are the important anaplerotic reactions through which the intermediate of the TCA cycle are restored. So the first one, that is the restoration or replenishing of oxaloacetate. This is mainly the intermediate of the TCA cycles. Now how anaplerotic reaction replenish these oxaloacetates? So you can see here, this is actually the pyruvates. So when this pyruvate, it will combine with the carbon dioxides, so here the utilization of ATP occur and it will result in the formation of oxaloacetate. So here the main enzyme responsible for this reaction, that is called as pyruvate carboxylase enzyme. So this pyruvate carboxylase enzyme, it will able to combine this carbon dioxide with the pyruvate and will form this intermediate of the TCA cycle, that is oxaloacetate. So here one ATP is utilized. So you can see here the structure of this pyruvate. So this is actually the structure of the pyruvate, and this is actually the carbon dioxide. When this carbon dioxide, it will combine with this pyruvate with the help of pyruvate carboxylase enzyme, so at the result we will get the oxaloacetate, the main intermediate of the TCA cycle. So this is actually the first anaplerotic reaction of the TCA cycles. So this type of reaction mainly occurs in animals. Now look at, see here the second anaplerotic reaction of the TCA cycles. So here mainly the another intermediate, it is replenished here. So look at, see here this anaplerotic reaction. So in this reaction, pyruvate, it will combine with the carbon dioxides. So here the malic enzyme, that is mainly responsible for this combination of the pyruvate with the carbon dioxides. So here it is actually malic enzyme, or you can say the malate dehydrogenase enzyme. It is actually the NADP-dependent enzyme. So it will act on these two substances and will able to convert this pyruvate into the malate. As a result, one a hydrogen ion, it is utilized, and at the result we will get the waters NADP and malate. So actually this malate, it is actually the intermediate of the TCA cycle. So here another, through this another anaplerotic reaction, second intermediate of the TCA cycle that are restored. Now look at, see here the third anaplerotic reaction. So in this reaction, glutamate, it will combine with the water molecule. So here glutamate dehydrogenase enzyme, it will catalyze this reaction and will convert this glutamate into the intermediate of the TCA cycle, that is alpha ketoglutarate NADH, and along with this ammonium ion it is formed. So here the another intermediate of the TCA cycle that are replenished through this anaplerotic reactions. Now here the final example of the anaplerotic reaction, that is transamination. So mainly the transamination, it is actually the reaction through which the amino group of the amino acid, it is transferred to a keto acids. At the result, this amino group which will transfer its amino group to a keto acid, it will convert it into the amino acid, new amino acid, and this amino group after the aseption, it will convert into the keto acid. Through this reaction, the mainly two intermediate of the TCA cycle that are replenished. So these two intermediate, that are alpha ketoglutarate and oxaloacetate, these are formed through this amination reaction of the TCA cycle. Now look at, see here the definition. So transamination is a process where an amino acid transfer its amino group to a keto acid. So what happened? So here the amino acid, it will transfer its amino group to a keto acid. So this amino acid, it will convert it into a keto acid, while the keto acid after the aseption of amino group, it will convert it into a new amino acid. So this is actually the transamination reaction through which the mainly two intermediate, they are formed to this transamination reaction. These are the alpha ketoglutarate and oxaloacetate. Now look at, see here the summary of the anaplerotic reaction. So this is actually the initial substance for the TCA cycle, that is acetyl coenzyme A, it will combine with the oxaloacetate, and at the result it will form the first product of the TCA cycle, that is citrate. Now this citrate, it is used for the synthesis of various type of fatty acid that are formed from the citrates. Now look at, see here, the second intermediate, that is alpha ketoglutarate. So this alpha ketoglutarate, it will use for the synthesis of non-essential amino acids. Now this glutamate, from the transamination reaction, this alpha ketoglutarate, it will form the glutamates. It is an amino acids. So this is a reaction, it is actually the reversible reaction. So in the reverse direction, this glutamate, it through the process of transamination, it will again form the alpha glutarate. This is actually the best example of anaplerotic reactions. Now look at, see here, the another intermediate of the TCA cycle that is used in the synthetic reaction, that is used for the synthesis of the heme. So succinyl coenzyme A, it is used for the synthesis of the heme. Now look at, see here, the another intermediate of the TCA cycle, that is malate. So this malate, it will form from the pyruvate when malate dehydrogenase enzyme or malic enzyme, it will act on this pyruvate, and this pyruvate, it will form the intermediate of the TCA cycle, that is malates. So oxaloacetate, it will form from the transamination reaction, as well as from the pyruvate when pyruvate carboxylase enzyme, it will act on this pyruvate, it will form the oxaloacetate. So this is actually the overall summary of the anaplerotic reaction. So this intermediate of the TCA cycle that are formed from various type of the compound through anaplerotic reactions. This is actually the overall lecture of the anaplerotic reaction of the TCA cycle. Thank you so much.